Hello friends, Assalamu alaikum. How are you? I hope you will be fine. In this video, I will tell you about 7 tips for taking better photos. First of all, please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Are you ready to take your photographs to the next level? It begins with the fundamental of composition, but there are some simple techniques you can use to take better photos and turn ordinary images into extraordinary photographs. Discover 7 tips to how you take better photos that you can put into practice today. Number 1. How to compose great photos. Great photos start with great composition. How you frame the shot and where you position different elements within the scene. If you learn how to properly compose your photos, you will be well on your way to taking great pictures. Photography is an art, so there are many times when you just see the image and capture it based on feel. More often than not, however, selecting a subject and applying the rule of third principle will improve your photos. Rule of third is where you position your subject or horizon off center rather than in the middle of the frame. Consider drawing attention to your subject with how you frame an image. That does not mean creating a graphical frame around your photo with your favorite editing app. Rather, find something within the scene that you can surround it, your subject or focal point with place your subject within certain boundaries using anything and everything available to you. You can get really creative with this. For example, you could see something in the foreground. It could be a doorway, a window, or a fence, or parts of any of these. It could be something from nature, like trees, including their limbs and leaves. You can even frame a portrait, having your subject use their hands, arms, even their legs if they are reflexing enough. Creative framing provides a unique perspective. It also helps to focus the viewer attention where you want it to be on your subject. It may take a bit of time, develop an eye for it. Number 2. Keep it simple. There does not necessarily have to be a lot going on in your photo to get a great image. In fact, if you have a lot of negative space if in your image, it will only serve to highlight the subject that much more. Allow for some extra breathing room around your focal point and you will draw more attention to it. Number 3. Change your perspective. Sometimes you may need to get into an awkward position to get a great photo. Go for it. The most obvious way to take a picture is from a standing position, holding the camera in front of you at eye level. Sometimes that works just fine, but don't be afraid to get creative with your angles. If you want to transform your photography from ordinary to extraordinary, change your perspective. Choose a different vantage point when you compose a picture. Try shooting from a low angle with the focus on the foreground of the picture for a blurry background, or you can try the exact composite. Some other option are to look straight up at your subject. Of course, you can also get up high and look down at your subject, or shoot through an object like a fence or a prop, like a crystal ball. How about capturing a macro image? Now that's perspective. Few people get to see the super close up details of your subject. Any of these options provide a unique, interesting, and memorable perspective. Number 4. Add depth to your images. Create a scene of depth with your photos by providing a dimensional feel. By using layers including the foreground and leading lines, you will draw the viewers into your image. When you add something to the of an image, as we discussed with perspective, it provides depth and leads the viewer into the picture. The foreground can draw your viewers to the subject or it can serve as the subject itself. Remember, your subject does not always need to be in focus.